So in today's video, I want to answer the question of, Adam, why do you help small business owners? And that's a valid question. And if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Adam Keeler, and I have a small home service business here in North Dallas. And I have finally got my startup to the point where it runs on its own. So it does about $1 million of revenue every year. And I only work on my business for about 4 hours a day. And so the question is, well, Adam, why do you have this YouTube channel and why do you help out small business owners? So I actually have a program and a community that I've set up to help small home service business owners like yourself that are in the $500,000 to about $1 million range in revenue every year, because I remember being there and being absolutely stuck there and being so frustrated. I remember being stuck in that spot, and even though it felt like I was bringing in a ton of money, we were making $1 million a year in revenue, and I was so stressed and overwhelmed, and I thought that hitting $1 million was like this magical point in revenue that everything would feel so much better. My problems would somehow just disappear, which doesn't make any sense now, but back then, that's what I thought. And that was my experience, and I thought I was the only one experiencing this. And then I found out that it wasn't just me and a few other business owners that were experiencing it. It's actually a thing that most business owners, when they're in this revenue range, experience in their business. And my hope is that through this YouTube channel, I can pass the experience and information on to you so that you don't have to struggle as badly as I did, or hopefully not even struggle at all, because my goal is to have as many small home service businesses that I can help to get to the point where they're just surviving to thriving, because I think America is built on small businesses, but small businesses are struggling and it is so hard to watch. I actually had one of my friends out in Fort Worth. He started his business about the same time I did, even after having a successful business for about 20 years in Hawaii that was bringing in about $2.5 million a year. He started a business here in Texas about 5 years ago. He's gone out of business. He went out of business this year. And to think about somebody who has successfully run a business, had to go out of business, something's up. And since I've been able to step out of my business and have it run on its own successfully, even though we're not doing $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year, I feel like I'm in the perfect spot to best help you in what you're struggling in, because I literally just got out of struggling in the same things that you've been struggling. It's taken about 2 years to get out of this, and I almost sunk my business twice. Since I'm right there and just experienced it, I feel like a lot of the things are so fresh on my mind that I'm able to talk to you and help you out as much as I can through this YouTube channel. Yes, we have a paid community and program where you have access to me and everything I have outlined for my business, you have access to it too. And so we do have that. And that's for people that can't figure out how to do it through this YouTube channel, because I try to give as much information to you as possible for free, as much as I can. And so if you're somebody that needs more customized help for your business and you need more one-on-one help, then that is exactly what this thing is for. It's to help people like you. So I can't remember how long ago it is. I keep saying 2 or 3 years ago, somewhere around 3 years ago, I went to this lighting convention in Virginia. It was awesome to be around some of the best landscape lighting companies. And one of the speakers was also a business coach. And we were at part of the event where we had round tables and different speakers and different training people were at each table, and you'd kind of spend about 10, 15 minutes and you'd rotate through all the tables. And I was talking to this coach, and I told him that I'm stuck at $1 million a year in revenue. He goes, oh, well, that makes sense, because that's the hardest of the walls that you run into along your revenue journey. And after he said that, I was like, what? What does that even mean? And he goes, well, there's this phenomenon in business where the rule, I'll start out at the beginning, is 100,000. So you'll hit 100,000, and if you want to grow past it, you have to push through that barrier to get past it, and you can get usually all the way up to ×3. So it'd be 300,000 a year in revenue. And then once you hit 300,000, you have to push through that barrier to get to 900,000. Once you push past it, then you get to about 2.7 million. And that $900 to $1 million is one of the hardest barriers. And that's because in order to get to that point, you only need to rely on you and some helpers. But to get past that point, the business can't rely on you anymore. The business has to rely on a leadership team and rely on its own to be able to get past it. And that is one of the hardest things to do as an entrepreneur, is to get yourself out of the business and get it so that it's got systems, SOPs, and all that kind of stuff, management team, so that then it can grow. Now, I'm not saying all scenarios are exactly like this, but I'm just saying just a rule of thumb of how it is. And so being stuck in that $900,000 to $1 million has been so frustrating, and I've wasted so much time and money and effort trying to figure out how to figure it out. And so I want to help small business owners like you in that area to get through that, because it's so hard and it's so frustrating. The other thing I wanted to say is there's so many gurus out there that want to help or claim that they want to help us out, and their businesses are like 5, 10, 15, 20, 60, 100, $300 million a year. And that is so far removed from the things that we're dealing with in our business right now. The little struggles, they might have 100 employees that they're trying to deal with, and we have 3 or 5. Sometimes it feels so far removed that I wish that there was somebody out there that was closer to where I was to help me out so that I can move past. And so I figured, why not have it be me? I've been able to figure it out, and so now I'm going to be passing on that information to you. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in this and learning more about how to improve your business to run on its own, you can continue watching my YouTube videos on my channel. You can watch this longer video on my channel. I walk through the key things that you need to make that happen. And if you want to work with us, then click on that link to go to the video, and below it will be a link. You can click on that and it will show you how you can work with us. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.